All right, so the common ancestors of Australian land and tree-dwelling kangaroos had prehensile, grasping tails, and long opposable thumbs. Okay, so we're saying that these kangaroos had grasping tails and long opposable thumbs, attributes that are well adapted to tree dwelling, but offer kangaroos few advantages on land. It is hardly surprising, therefore, that land-dwelling kangaroos eventually lost these attributes. So we lost these attributes of having grasping tails and long opposable thumbs. What is puzzling is the fact that all modern tree-dwelling kangaroos now lack them as well. So why do kangaroos that are tree-dwelling, even though these are good traits, not have these? So all modern tree-dwelling kangaroos now lack these traits. So we have to figure out, why do these traits that are grasping tails and long opposing thumbs, that are advantages of like being a tree-dwelling animal and not on the land. Okay, so my prediction is like, why do they lack them? Is like, maybe they so we know that land-dwelling kangaroos lost them, but now maybe like these modern tree-dwelling kangaroos are offspring of the land-dwelling kangaroos. I don't know, but let's see. Modern tree-dwelling kangaroos must back down tree trunks slowly and carefully, but the common ancestors of modern tree and land-dwelling kangaroos use their opposable thumbs to descend trees quickly head first. Well, that doesn't explain why they lack them. Just because they have to go down slowly, that's just saying like, yeah, they don't have these things that they can use. B says modern tree-dwelling kangaroos are smaller than most modern land-dwelling kangaroos, but larger than their common ancestors. Well, them being smaller doesn't matter. Like, why don't they have the grasping tails and long opposable thumbs? C says modern tree-dwelling kangaroos' tails cannot grasp branches, but they are somewhat longer and more flexible than those of modern land-dwelling kangaroos. Okay, I'm going to leave this one because it's kind of saying that they don't have these traits, but they're at least a little bit better than what the land-dwelling ones have. But I don't love that answer. D says modern tree-dwelling kangaroos are descended from species of land-dwelling kangaroos that have been land dwellers for many generations before modern dwelling kangaroos started to develop. Okay, I like this one because it's telling us that this is actually what I predicted, but the modern tree-dwelling kangaroos came from the land-dwelling ones that lost these traits. So maybe they don't have these traits just because of their, like, who their ancestors are. And then E says modern tree-dwelling kangaroos have smaller and weaker hind legs than modern land-dwelling kangaroos, and they move more slowly on land. Well, that doesn't help explain why they don't have the traits. So our answer is going to be D.